Who told you what this means? No, I mean, really, we have that definition. We've given it this name, this pronouncement of, but who told you that's what it means? A business failed, a marriage failed, you got sick, you got lost coming back from someplace you've been a million times. Had that happen to me once. It was the middle of the night after a 4th of July thing, and I took an alternate route that I knew would get us home and avoid all the traffic. And I took one wrong turn because it was in the middle of the dark. And I ended up looped back around to the same place where all the traffic we had tried to avoid. Didn't miss a minute of it. Spent, 20 extra minutes going the literal definition of nowhere. Who got to define it? Who got to call that failure? Got lost, don't know where I'm going. What happened happened. The things you're going through in life, they're real. The definitions, the names that we put on top of them, I wonder how often those names are really actually true and really actually what they are. And even if they really are the real name for it, the actual definition, all of that kind of stuff, who's the one that got to name it? Who's the one that got to give this grand, profound meaning to this incident that's happened, this moment in life? And I don't know about you. I hope you don't. You know me well enough to know that sometimes I carry those assigned badges, if you will, as though they were pronouncements from God, as though somehow the divine himself stepped in and said, that one you'll never come back from. You'll never recover. Now you're too much. It was all I ever wanted. My hopes and dreams are shattered. It's real easy to go into that spiral. And if you have some things in your past that cause you to do shame spirals or guilt spirals, there's a lot of those different levels if you look at charts and psychology and stuff like that. But who said? Who got to define those? I mean, just because some incredibly powerful, helped a whole lot of people therapist gave it a title, does that define it? And the worst of it is because our mind tells us you're a failure, you're a divorcee, you're only now defined as being a widower. You fail. And not even just you fail, but you're a failure. We take those names on. Sometimes they're given to us. Sometimes even really early on in childhood. I remember, and I'm so glad I didn't have parents like this, but I remember a guy when I was probably like 5 or 6. But I remember specifically because it was so jarring because his dad called him dummy. What are you doing, dummy? I mean, he was my brother's age, so he was like 6, 7 years older than me. Okay, so if I was 6, he was 12. What kind of a label is that for a 12-year-old? Maybe he did dumb stuff. Maybe he did dumb stuff all the time. Maybe he even had a lower IQ than other individuals. Somebody gave him that title. Who said, who told you what this means? And why did they, or your own mind, get to be able to define that label? Till it becomes a voice that you've listened to so long that you've not even thought anymore to ask, is this true? Is this label true even? And then secondarily, if that event, that situation, that reality did happen, is that the definition of you? Or is it just a series of words strung together to try to define a moment in time? Has there ever been a time in your life that you later realized the definition that you had given to it, the label, the name you put on it? It was the wrong story, even of what happened. Divorce can be like that. You can very much be like, oh my gosh, man, I totally failed at my marriage. Okay, that could be true. But how many years away from that divorce are you now? And what do you think about it now? I know a lot of people who their divorce wrecked them, and now they can look back and go, it was a good thing that I'm free from that now. Even in a divorce that you don't choose, sometimes you get to the point where you realize this might have been the best thing that ever happened to me. Hey, Tuaz, I think it's important for us to ask ourselves every once in a while, who told me what this means? And why does that have to be true? If it's too personal for you to get into the specific situation that you realized you had the wrong story, maybe a simpler thing is just, who do you think defined the meaning of that moment? And are you willing to potentially give it a different label? Just break out your little label maker. Tuaz, I'm doing really good. I appreciate you asking. Thanks. Yeah, it's been a good day. I just wanted us to spend a few minutes together, just sitting around, enjoying how beautiful the weather is outside, and just spend some time with you. I always love creating this where we can just all have a place that for a few minutes each day, you can feel like you have a place you can come home and have family. A place where all those labels can be changed and we can just break out the label gun and put a new label on it. This is no longer failure. This was. And the cool part is you get to decide that. And I love that that's real. I hope that helps you a little bit today. I hope that today is an amazing day. Something good is going to happen for you, to you, and in your life today. And I can't wait to hear about it. I'll see you again next time.